How can you make the items in your drop-down lists appear in alphabetical order, even if the list itself is completely unsorted? Well, I'll show you how right now. Right, so I've got this list here of various different office items and 3 different types of drop-down lists. If you need to know more about those type of lists, I've got a video that talks through when to use each type and how to populate them, etc, etc. But right now I'm just going to show you how you can get a list sorted in order. So when I click on here, you can see everything is in alphabetical order, even though this list here is completely unsorted. I haven't manually sorted this or anything else. What I've actually done, I'm just going to unhide some columns here, is I've just used a very simple technique. Used a formula to rank the position, the alphabetical ordering of that item, and then created a new list and used a match formula to take all those items and put them in alphabetical order. Then all I've simply done is link these drop downs to the new list. So that's the technique. I'll show you how you can pull it off right now. Okay, if you want this spreadsheet, click the link in the description. It'll come straight down to your computer and you've got all the formulas in place and you can just use your own lists, etc. That's what I suggest you do. And anyway, even when you work along, you're going to learn better if you work along using the spreadsheet that I've got. No registration or anything like that. You just get it. This is my randomly sorted list. So how do I rank it? Well, you can't use the rank formula it's a bit of a shame because that'd be nice and simple. The rank formula would be good for ranking values, but no good for ranking text. This method will rank text and values. So the formula, what we're going to do is you're going to count this item within its own list. We're counting for, if I press F2, then there you go, see. So you're going to say, right, count the entire range of that column from the header downwards. Within that, look for anything that's less than or equal to the current item and count how many there are. Now, when you use the less than or equals to on text, it acts as a kind of an alphabetical check. So it will find everything that's alphabetically before that item, and then any numbers will also be included in there, and then count them. So what you end up returning is the position of the item in an alphabetically sorted list. So in that case, that's 15. Appliances would be number 1. If I was to put, for example, Z on the bottom, the formula's just copied itself down, that'd give me 18. If I put A there, that's now position number 1. Right, and then what I've got here is a fixed list of numbers. I've just got this put in the number 1 and then counted up from there. And then I'm using an index match to basically find the item with that rank and put it on that list. So an index match, if you're not familiar with it, right. So what I'm saying is the match bit I'll describe first. So this is this bit of formula here. I'm saying find this number 1 in this column G here. And what that does is it tells me the position, and because I've highlighted the whole of column G, it will just give me the row number that it finds it in. If it can't find it at all, it'll give me an error, and we can account for that later if you like, but at the moment we know our list length, so we don't need to worry about handling any errors. We know there's 17 items in the list, so it's going to be able to find all of them. Then I'm saying, right, so that's going to return number 1 is in column 5, so that's going to give me a number 5. And then the index formula just allows me to return any position from a range of cells. So we're saying from column F, return me position 5, the result of that match. So I'm going to give me the 5th item in there, so the one on row 5, which of course is the same as the rank that we want. So that's the formula. Copy that down. Now, as I said, if you put on another row and copy down, you'll get an error because there is no row 18. No, sorry, nothing with rank 18. So this is not a dynamic list. If you want a dynamic list, there's I've got plenty of videos on creating dynamic lists. So there'll be one either on screen at the moment or in the description. So if you want to learn how to do this dynamically, you can. So now I've got my list in alphabetical order. It's simply a case of linking those to the drop downs. For data validation, I'll just go through that because it's slightly different for each type. So data validation lists, data validation, as long as you've got it on a list, you could just link it straight to it. Or you could use a named range and refer to it by its named range, which would be my normal preference. Form control, right click, format control, basically same thing. You've got an input range there, which when I highlight it, you can see briefly highlighted where it is, so that's easy. ActiveX control, slightly more complicated, got to go, but not desperately so. Design mode, click on there, properties, and you can see we have list field range J4 to J20. Perhaps not an ideal, not my personal preference, the way of populating an ActiveX control, but it works. I'll give you the drop down list on the worksheet, and if that's all you want and you're going to run the result of this off somewhere, that's ideal. Okay, so that's how you get alphabetically sorted drop down lists no matter what your main list is looking like. And just incidentally, if I move stuff around just to demonstrate that it doesn't even matter what happens here, like that, these lists, they're still sorting automatically as long as the rank moves along with the item, no problem at all. It's all still gonna work, so it's reasonably flexible too. All right, hope that was helpful for you. Hope that's going to save you time, because that's what I really want to do, save people time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Make sure you check out the other videos on Up for Excel. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon as well to get notified of the next videos coming out.